Good evening. Call the meeting to order. Salute to the flag, please.
Yo.
Thank you,
Pledge
Pete.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can we get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both?
Here.
Mrs. Boyle?
Yes.
Mr. Farinella?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Panisi?
Here.
Mr. Sesselberg?
Here.
Mrs. Wolak? Yeah. Mr. Cassio?
Here.
Mr. Chapman?
Here. In accordance with the terms of the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting was posted in all school buildings, the administration building, Borough Clerk's office, police headquarters, public library, 4 newspapers, and WCTC on January 9th, 2020. Please be advised, there's no smoking on school grounds inside or out at any time. Please silence all electronic devices. And pursuant to District Policy 0167, each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration, and no participant will speak more than once on the same topic. Before going on to the superintendent's report, I would like to just take a moment. I had an interesting conversation, a very productive conversation with a member of the community who asked me questions about where the South Plainfield District stands on what's going on as far as social issues in the country right now. And I wanted to just add on to the email that went out to all the members, the parents and guardians of our students in June, and let you know that the South Plainfield School District is one that is committed to embracing diversity, inclusion, and understanding of cultural and ethnicity populations of the world. We have programs in place to address these issues and will continue on our path of consistent improvement to continually grow and educate the children of our community on the beauty of and understanding of differences, of acceptance and tolerance, as well as understanding the negative impact and unacceptable nature of discrimination. We are committed to working together with all the community leaders and members of the community to continue to grow and improve in our quest to educate and develop our well-rounded children. So that's in addition to Dr. Leshak's email that went out on June 6th. I wanted to just add on to that. So moving right along, if we could, Dr. Leshak, your superintendent's report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. We have a very, very busy next couple of weeks. We've been working feverishly to try to put together the plan based on what the governor and the New Jersey Department of Education had released in terms of guidance for the road back as our students prepare to come back to school in September. So I just wanted to let you know that we are working on that plan. We're meeting again. I'd like to thank all of the administrators, all of the teachers, all of the supervisors, all of the community who's been a part of it. And then we have a separate community group together with our district that we're calling the reopening committee. And that consists of central office administrators, building administrators, faculty members, Board of Education members, the SPEA, and community members. So I just wanted to let you know, for those of you that are wondering what's going to be happening in the South Plainfield District, we are working on the plan. We're trying to take a look at every possible angle in order to make it successful for our students to return. Just wanted to let you know that I'm also having 2 parent meetings tomorrow, Thursday, July 16th. Elementary will begin at 6 p.m. Secondary, which would be Grant Up, is going to begin at 7:30. I'm going to present the plan as it stands now and then send it forward to the Department of Education for their approval. I'm just going to give you the outline and have the opportunity for parents to ask any question they would like about what it's going to look like when we return. This is a fluid plan, so keep in mind as things change, we will adjust moving forward. But just if you're interested, I would encourage you to please try and attend these meetings. They're on Zoom. You just need to register. It was sent out to you in an email. We'll send another email reminder out for you as well, and it is on our social media. So please, if you can, log on. It's going to be very important and informative and give you the opportunity to ask as many questions as you would like. I will stay on with you as long as you would like tomorrow night till you feel comfortable as we move forward. Other things that I wanted to go over with you is remind you that every week I do the weekly update along with Mayor Anesh to give you as much information as I can on the school district as well as what's going on in the borough. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that, please tune in. I have no idea what episode we're on. It feels like we're on episode 954, but it is a lot of important information about our school district and the borough, things that are going on and changes that are happening. So if you have a chance, please take a look at that. That's up all week. So we usually do it on the weekend, and then you can know what's happening for it the week to come. Wanted to also remind the public that we are still doing the meal services. If you are interested in partaking in the meal service, we do distribute breakfast and lunch on Tuesday evenings at the administration building, 125 Jackson Avenue, between 5 and 7 p.m. If you would like to partake in it, please, all you have to do is email food service at SPBOE. We don't even need to know who you are. We just need to know the count so that we can prepare enough breakfast and lunch for you for the week. You pick it up, and we're happy to serve any of the residents that are 19 years old and under in the South Plainfield borough. So if you're interested, please take part in it. If you know your neighbors would like to take part in it, please let them know. Also, another question that I've been getting is what's happening with fall sports. That's been changing as the weeks have gone on. As of right now, fall sports are slated to begin on October 1st. That has changed the schedule that was released some time ago. So our student athletes will be ready to compete as of today, beginning October 1st. Please make sure that you have your physicals and your paperwork completed. We have a box at the high school. It's a locked box. You just need to drop it off. We did have a date that your paperwork was supposed to be returned. We've extended that another 2 weeks because as we push back the dates for starts, we're able to delay that a little bit and get it over to our district physician. So just make sure that you've gone online, you've gotten the paperwork, and make sure that you're having that filled out in order for us to have our physician look it over. The last thing that I wanted to talk about in my superintendent's report, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much to our high school administration, to our secretaries from the high school, to the administrators unit, the principals, vice principals, the supervisors, the teacher volunteers, the nurses, our broadcast department, our tech department, our grounds people. We had our high school graduation for the class of 2020 last Wednesday, and it was beautiful. It was different than any graduation we had before, but to have the opportunity for our class of 2020 graduates to stand on the field with they had 2 guests with them. It really was beautiful to see. It was really hot, but it was really wonderful. So I just wanted to thank everyone that was involved in putting that together. You did a magnificent job. And to be honest with you, I have heard nothing but compliments. If I'm around South Plainfield, the emails that I received. So I just wanted to thank everybody that was involved in that for everything they did for our class of 2020 graduates. And I wish them nothing but the best. Thank you, Mr. Chapman.
Thank you, Dr. Leshak. I would like to let everybody know the telephone number to call in for public comments would be 908-754-4620, extension 1680. Let me read that again. That would be 908-754-4620, extension 1680, or you can raise your virtual hand. And remember, standard protocol applies. You'll state your name and your address before addressing the board. Moving along, are there any agenda additions or deletions? Seeing none, any public comments on agenda items only? No calls, no hands, right?
No.
Okay. Moving along, the agenda is very light, nothing under finance. There's the listing of the committee and liaison reports that were submitted there, and moving along to public comments on any items. All right. Any board member comments? Okay, at this time, the board's going to go into executive session to discuss student matters and attorney-client privilege. We will return in probably about a half an hour to 45 minutes. Okay, so we will hop into executive session now. Call the meeting back to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Okay.
Mr. Both,
Here.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella. Yes. Mrs. Miller.
Yes, here.
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Here.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Here.
Mrs. Wolak,
Here.
Mr. Cassio.
Here.
Mr. Chapman.
Here. Apologize to the public for the longer than anticipated time in executive session. Sometimes that happens when there's a lot of things to discuss and go over. Mr. Zittimer, I think that you have a resolution to read in.
I do. Resolved that the Board of Education reverses the finding of HIB in the case heard during this evening's executive session with case reference number SPH 0511-2020.
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
A second? Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Abstain.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the public meeting agenda?
Motion.
Second. Second.
Roll call, please.
Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Anybody opposed? The ayes are over the nose. We're fine. Meeting adjourned. Gonna call the public meeting to order. Can I get a salute to the flag, please? I pledge allegiance
To
the
the flag
of the
of the
United
United
States
States of America,
and
to the republic
For which it
stands
one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Both,
Here.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Here.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Here.
Mrs. Wolak,
Here.
Mr. Cassio.
Here.
Mr. Chapman.
Here. In accordance with the terms of the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting was posted in all school buildings, the administration building, the borough clerk's office, police headquarters, public library, 4 newspapers, and tap into on January 9th of 2020. Please be advised, there's no smoking on school grounds inside or out at any time. Please silence all electronic devices. Pursuant to District Policy 0167, each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration, and no participant shall speak more than once on the same topic. Do I have any agenda additions or deletions?
Yes, I have one.
Mr. Benanti?
Under finance number 2, I would like to add the following to the first sentence. The receipt of the treasurer's report is contingent upon the treasurer's signature on the report prior to submission to the secretary.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Anybody make a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please. Alex, you're muted.
Mr.
Yes.
Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes. I'd like to give out the telephone number for public participation tonight. You can also raise your virtual hand. And want to remind you that standard protocol does apply. You will have to state your full name and your address before addressing the board. The telephone number is 908-754-4620, extension 1680. I will give that again. It is 908-754-4620, extension 1680. At this time, I would like to know if there are any comments from the public on any of the proposed resolutions for tonight. All right. No calls?
No calls.
Okay. So we're going to move along there. And resolution to apport the prior board meeting minutes.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion.
Mrs. Miller?
Yeah, I want to add a couple of things to the two meetings. To the regular meeting, June 17th, I expressed gratitude and genuine appreciation for all the teachers did and what they accomplished during this COVID period that we were out. Also thanking Mr. Deal, Mrs. Dupeach, Mr. Richkis, and Mr. Fiscola for their graduation video. And also thanking Mr. Deal and the teacher presenters for the wonderful video presentation for the South Plainfield High School Department Awards. And I also said about the recipients should be proud of all their accomplishments, and a heartfelt congratulations to the South Plainfield High School class of 2020.
You should make a motion, Ms. Miller, to have the minutes amended to reflect that verbiage.
Okay, should I do the other ones? I have one more.
You can do it all together, or you can do it separately, I guess. I don't know if they're controversial.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to add, add that to the minutes for June 17th.
Second.
It was excluded.
Any discussion? Okay.
You can do this by all in favor, Mr. Chapman.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So be it. Okay, next, Mrs. Miller.
Okay, and the next one was the June 10th, just a few items that were left off of my reports. In-person board meetings, graduations, student insurance coverage during graduates for after June 30th, bridge year for sophomore and juniors for sports, snow days and virtual learning loss. I'd asked about 2 reports being done, what went well with virtual learning and that virtual environment, and what needs improvement, or lessons learned, action plan on how improvements will be made, a survey to the parents and staff on this, and then what the results will be, and also savings and expenses on what happened during the pandemic. We had some savings, but we had a lot of expenses, and will continue to have a lot of expenses. So I wanted to report on that as well. A lot of districts are doing a lot of districts throughout the state are doing both of those. And then I talked about goals for next year, David Adderall's questions, and that's it.
All right.
So I'd like to make a motion to have those minutes amended.
Okay. Anybody?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, so be it. Moving along, superintendent's report. Dr. Leshak, please.
Thank you again, Mr. Chapman. I am going to read to you the HIB report for the 2019-2020 period 2. South Plainfield High School had 6 reported HIBs. 3 of them were confirmed. It was amended as of the change that was made. 2 for gender and 1 for race. The investigation was by John Fiscolo. South Plainfield Middle School, we had 6 reported, 4 confirmed, 2 were gender, 1 was race, 1 was other distinguishing characteristics, and that was Rhonda Green. Grant School, we had 10 reported, 5 were confirmed. Race and or color is 4. Sexual orientation, the investigators were Doretta Strayhorn and Patrick Cerullo. Franklin School, we had 2 reported, 1 confirmed for sexual orientation. Rowena Wu was the investigator. Kennedy had 0. Riley had 1 reported, 0 confirmed. Roosevelt had 2 reported, 1 confirmed, other distinguishing characteristics, and the reporter was, the investigator was Rowena Wu. The next thing I have for you, and give me a moment while I pull it up, This was sent in to me by Ivy Cassio, who was proud of her dad, the broadcast teacher in the high school, Chris Cassio. Wanted to let me know that a video created by 3 of Mr. Cassio's students, South Plainfield High School seniors, was selected as the winning entry, in the Middlesex County 2020 Comprehensive Traffic Safety Program, Don't Drive Dangerously, Public Service Announcement, PSA, contest. The minute-long clip, You Wouldn't, entered by Ashley Weiber, Zoe Lambert, and Jenna, and I'm going to say this name wrong, and I apologize. Amazri, I think it is. It's Elmasry. Took home 3rd place honors, and that was $500. So congratulations, Mr. Cassio, and to your wonderful graduating seniors. Great job. Thank you, Mr. Cassio. I'm sorry, thank you, Mr. Chapman. Sorry. Mr. Chapman?
I apologize. My dogs were barking in the background and I muted it. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Leshak. Moving along to curriculum and student activities. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes.
Mr. Chapman.
Yes. Moving on to personnel.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Abstain on 19.
the rest, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
Yes.
Mr. Cassio,
Yes, I have to stay on 11C, number 57.
and Mr. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Chapman, I just have a question. I abstained, but it was with regards to the merits. I said 19, but I don't know if that number changed. I don't
They're
mean
not-
19 under personnel.
That was 19 on personnel.
Yeah, we're not on finance yet.
Finance has the merits?
Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me look.
No. I don't.
Well, that would be,
No,
Yeah.
I
seven-
can't.
Yeah.
Finance would be the merits because you got to.
Yeah, 17.
Compensation.
Okay, so strike the 19 because I thought that was listed under personnel. I wrote 19, but it's under finance. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Did we roll call that yet? We did, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but just strike mine.
Yep. All right, moving on to finance. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Both,
Yes.
Mrs. Boyle,
Abstain on the merits. I
Mr.
think it's
Farinella?
number 17 now.
17,
Yes.
yes.
17, yes.
Okay,
Mr. Farinella,
Yes.
Mrs. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Panisi,
Yes.
Mr. Sesselberg,
Yes.
Mrs. Wolak,
yes.
Mr. Cassio,
I have to stay on 17 as well, correct?
Yes.
You should.
Yeah. staying on
Mr.
17.
Chapman.
Okay, yes. Mr. Both?
Abstaining on 17 due to conflict of wife working for district.
All right, moving along. Do we have any public comments on any item? You can raise your virtual hand or you can call the telephone number that I gave earlier. No, seeing none? No phone calls, Dr. Leshak?
No, nothing.
Okay. Seeing none, I'll move on to board member comments, please. Mrs. Miller?
Just a quick thing. I just wanted to thank everyone who was involved in the high school graduation last week. It really was a wonderful ceremony. It was well done, especially under all these difficult circumstances. So everybody involved should be very proud of themselves because really it was a very special ceremony and one I'm sure that these graduates will remember and laugh about into the future. And just my heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2020 and much success in all of their future endeavors.
Thank you, Mrs. Miller. Mrs. Boyle.
Yes.
Also-
What? Congratulations to all our South Plainfield graduates, including college and high school. Thank you to Dr. Leshak, high school principal Bob Deal, the administrators, vice principal Mr. Foscolo, Mr. Richkis, and Mr. Peach for all the work that went into the graduation ceremonies. It was very well done. Also, thank you to Georgian and Bill Cochran of Mullins Forest for the beautiful flowers in the archway. Thank you to Dr. Leshak for all the minute-by-minute programming and work that you've done for this school district, which is still continuing, some with a lot of unanswered questions. Thank you for the virtual learning technology and for the reopening plans that you're working on. Also, thank you to Mike Estrada and all our teachers who were so proud to be a part of the virtual learning. Also, happy birthday, Dr. Leshak.
Thank you.
Congratulations to
25.
what?
25.
Yeah, sure.
Congratulations to Dr. Steve Jenko, who was our former superintendent on his retirement on June 30th. The social distancing lunch was very special and I was proud to be a part of it. Best of luck to him on his next endeavor as a professor. Congratulations to Dr. Leshak's daughter, Shannon, who will be graduating from the police academy. Great job. You went through a lot to get there.
Thank you. I'm very proud of her.
Also, I have a question. It was announced at the council meeting. Could you explain what movie night is that's going to be shared with the district and the borough?
So we have the facilities. We're going to use Joe's Fields where we're going to do a shared service with the borough. We're going to allow them to use Joe's Field. We're going to set it up so that they're 6 feet apart. We have screens. We had purchased screens already, but we're purchasing additional screens in the event. We didn't know what was going to happen with graduation. So we'll have them and we'll use them. We're going to set up 2 screens on the field, and the borough is going to utilize the screens and utilize Joe's Field. They'll have whoever they need there, the police, whoever's going to be policing this, where Mike Estrada has graciously offered to run the movies and the borough will only have to pay for the rights. The difference between getting somebody in to do a movie night and just doing the rights was a few $1,000s. So for this, it's a win-win for all of us. We use the equipment anyway in the district, so we'll lend it to them, and they'll only have to pay for the rights, and the residents of South Plainfield get to take advantage of it from their town.
Okay, I know that they said there will be social distancing and masks mandated. So, okay.
So they'll be the ones that are policing it, but we'll set it up for them so that we have we're having two large screens. And if Mike just wants to chime in, I don't know the size of them. They'll be in the so bad. This is when you find out I don't know anything about sports. What do you call the middle of the football field? The 50-yard line. Okay.
Yes,
They'll be on the 50-yard line, one facing one way, one facing the other. So people will be watching them from both sides. So we'll get a lot more people than if they were only able to do it as a drive-in, and we'll have the field marked for the distance for them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Boyle. Mr. Both.
I just would like to make an appeal to the public. With everything going on with these school openings, everyone wants answers, and my wife was on the meeting yesterday with Dr. Leshak, and I know she really worked hard with the district. She's going to have their meeting tomorrow. If the answers aren't there, they are forthcoming. We're waiting on people from Trenton. Dr. Leshak is really, really working hard, and we're seeing that. We have our texts, we have our emails. I know everyone's going to be impatient and want to know what we're doing. Please, just understanding it's coming. it's coming, but we have to go through the process. And there's people further up that chain that are decisions where Dr. Leshak is just passing it along to us. So I just want everyone to be patient, please.
Thank you, Mr. Both. Mr. Cassio, did you?
Yes, sir. I just want to congratulate the graduates. I'm very happy that we were able to give them some form of live graduation. I know people were waiting for that, and thank you, Dr. Leshak and the staff, for making that happen. Again, I want to piggyback what Keith said. You know, we don't have all the answers, and I know that Dr. Leshak and her staff and the board here is very committed to trying to make this as safe as possible. We don't have all the answers, and please be patient with us. You know, we want to make sure everybody's safe. Want to get these kids back in school or some sort of virtual learning. You know, again, we want what's best for everybody in South Plainfield. We did a hell of a job. The initial COVID, pandemic back in March, and give us a chance. We're trying to do the best we can, and we want to make sure everybody does the right thing here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cassio. Mrs. Wallach.
I just wanted to say thank you again to everybody who's doing everything they can to make everybody safe and the schools reopen, and that we do the right thing for everybody involved. And happy birthday again to Noreen. That's it.
Again, 25.
25.
Aren't we all though, Noreen? Aren't we all?
That's my story.
Listen, yeah, never mind. Did anybody else have any comments? All right, so I just want to wrap it up by, I'm going to be a little duplicative in saying that the graduation ceremony was very nice for what it could have been. And it made me feel very good to see the students walk by with smiles on their faces. So that was, something that was special. And I'm really glad that you guys had that day and that we were able to do something for you. I wish it could have been better, but we did the best that we could. And a lot of hard work behind the scenes by Dr. Leshak and the high school administration and everybody. That was all minute-to-minute stuff that was going on there. And when you got board members asking you what's going to happen, what's going on, and constantly in the public asking, it's certainly not easy. And I want to also commend everything that's going on with the buildings and grounds in the district. I know I've said it quite a few times, but we're moving ahead. All of our referendum projects are all, basically wrapping up here. We got Tom Wiggins and his crew have done a fabulous job of getting so much work done. It's all really good stuff that people are taking. They took advantage of building and grounds, took advantage of the bad situation to try to put a silver lining into it, somewhat. So, and I also want to just reiterate how I opened up the the beginning of the COW meeting tonight, and letting everybody know that the South Plainfield School District is committed to instilling and growing great children who are educated with diversity and all the the great things that really do come from diversity. I'm a firm believer in that. I spoke about that in my speech at graduation, where we need to embrace diversity and take advantage of it, because diversity really is something very, very special. So looking forward to the great things that are going to come with Dr. Leshak and the whole board's work with the rest of the community leaders and the people in the community to even make better things in the future, improve upon what we need to improve upon, and keep growing on some of the great things that we are already doing. So with that in mind, I would like to get Dr. Leshak.
Mr. Chapman, can I add just one thing? I just wanted to welcome, we have one more person joining our administrative team that was with us for a period of time and now has joined us permanently. So Shanna Colucci will be joining us as the vice principal at the high school as of Monday. So I just wanted to welcome her back.
Yes, very, very nice. Very nice. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All in favor?
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Have a great night, everybody, and enjoy the
you.
beautiful weather. And happy
Bye-bye.
birthday, Dr.
Yep.
Lee.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, have a good one.
Stay safe.
Thanks so much,
Be
everyone.
safe, guys.
Bye-bye.
Good job tonight, everyone. Thank you.